Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod But Naked Fashion. My name is Dennis.
And my name is Sander. And today we're talking about episode 11 of Cycle 4 of America's Next Top Model, The Girl Who Is Special.
Yeah. What can I say one thing?
Yes?
This episode is anything but special. This is the most cringe-worthy episode I've ever seen from all the episodes we've ever seen. Oh my god.
It is. But it was not a boring episode in my opinion. You think? The face of Dennis says different, says otherwise.
Everything that happened was nothing. The only thing, but we'll get into that later, was what happened during the photo shoot. What was maybe...
Oh my god.
But I still feel like they made it... Well, they didn't make it bigger than it was actually, but that was maybe one thing where I was like, okay, now you have something, but everything else was just like, come on.
I think they should made it bigger what it was, that thing. But we'll get to it later.
Yeah, these days it would have been bigger.
Yeah.
But
okay.
We start with the episode where we have a little bit of confessionals, and it turns out that people think that Naima has a small personality, or closed personality, as said by Keenyah. What's your opinion about that?
I always hate it a little bit on America's Next Top Model that it's like people are loud and outgoing, like Britney, and then it's like, oh, your personality. Or when you're not relatable, as Keenyah was saying about Naima, then you don't have a personality. I'm like...
She said that she wasn't relatable?
Yeah, she said, like, I don't think Naima is not relatable, and blah, blah, blah.
That's mean.
And I'm like, you don't have to be loud to have a personality. But that's always the stigma on the girls on the top model. The stigma. You're loud or you're shy, and then you're boring.
Yeah.
I mean, like Kaylin is also not outspoken, but she can make funny jokes. But she's not as a big personality. She's just normal.
That's true.
I mean,
I think it's also very weird. Like, just because you say like, oh, I think she has a closed personality, where I was like, maybe she's not opening up to you.
Yeah. Exactly. You're in a competition.
Yeah. Look at yourself. Don't look at people around you. Look at yourself. Maybe she's closed because you suck. I'm not saying that you suck, Keenyah, but just like...
I don't think she does, but...
like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, because she's closer to Kaylin, Naima, and Britney is close. Well, until then, was Britney closer to Keenyah. So maybe Naima opened up to Kaylin. They're more the chill girl, and the other one are more the loud girls. Although I don't think Keenyah's not that loud. I never saw the connection she was having with Britney, that she was the same kind of person.
No, but I don't think they are. They just... No, but Keenyah is not loud, but she does have, like, she won't be silent.
That's true.
She's like, hello, I'm here. I have something to say. Can you let me finish?
Oh,
I was still talking. Can you let me...
That's what
Sander,
they were
I was still talking. No, that's what she...
Yeah, that's what she was doing now, right?
Yeah.
They were interrupting each other. And then Keenyah was saying, like, hey, stop interrupting me. And then Britney was like, you do it all the time. Yeah, but you do it more or so. Or I'm trying to learn from it. They were like a married couple.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was a weird start of the episode, but then it gets a little bit weirder because then they have Tyra Mill, and it says something about stepping or something, like step it up, get ready to step it up. But then first they go through the shacks, where
a
I'm
township.
Like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I appreciate that you show Africa and everything, but like they didn't do anything with it. It was more like, oh, look at how sad it is in Africa. But we're going to go to a cultural center and you're going to dance.
Yeah, and even Keenyah was saying, like, this is what the ghetto is in
America. But then I don't know. It was just like...
It was not that they did something for charity or something.
Yeah, they
could have done more.
This is for me where it began starting to get cringeworthy. But then we go into a little challenge because they are at the cultural center. And, also a very, very important part of this episode where I just skipped over. Before they went through the shacks, they went to a clothing store where they literally spend 2 seconds, but to be continued because you'll find out why they went to that clothing store. But hold your horses and think really hard about that clothing store because we're going to get into it. But to be continued, I'll know.
Oh my God.
Just remember the clothing store. But okay.
I couldn't hear what they were saying in the clothing store because the background music was so loud compared to what the guys were talking about. So I was like, what are they saying? It was like, you heard in the background like the typical American Next Top Model music, like, you know, like a background music. And it was still going through while the guys were saying like, hey, welcome to our store, or whatever they were saying. I couldn't hear it. It was not...
Oh, well.
Well, also maybe because we watch it on a laptop, not like on a big television.
You missed something. No, we watch it on a television. What are you talking about, laptop?
We watch it in cinema.
We watch it in cinema.
HD.
I watch it on my Apple Watch.
So that's the only then you only can get it like... No, I don't know. It's so blurry.
But yeah, we get into the cultural center and they get a little dance class where each one of them gets to partner up with someone, and they start to learn some moves. And you can see with Anne. No, Anne. Sorry, Kaylin. See, this is where I thought. For some reason, I thought during this episode that Kaylin was called Anne. So
yeah, but you don't think about Anne from Cycle 3, right?
No,
because
it's just a name.
Alike.
No, it's just a name. But I don't know.
Okay.
But Kaylin gets fear in her eyes. She's like, okay, no.
Oh, poor Kaylin.
Naima, she's like, let's get it on. She's like, the ballerina comes out.
More like a modern dance.
Yes.
Modern dance came out.
And then they learn a whole routine, and then Miss J walks in. Miss Alexander
walks
J.
in, dances in.
Like, the moves. Yeah. It was hilarious.
Oh.
And then they announce that it becomes a challenge. They have to do a performance.
For full crowds.
And I'm sorry, it's just too funny because you see all these people, I think they're from that area or something, and they're just looking at like, what the hell are we looking at? What is this? What is this?
Maybe they got money for sitting there or something. Why would you go there?
Probably.
Otherwise.
I think they should have.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not a nice performance to look at. I want money if I sit there.
Yeah,
it was paid.
But it was really funny because like Kaylin gets herself all worked up. She's like, oh no. Like she starts almost crying. I'm not sure if she cried at that point. I'm not sure.
I only think maybe she did already beforehand backstage.
Yeah, but
and she was as red as a tomato.
Yeah, but then when she started dancing, you didn't see it at all.
I thought she was the best out of the four, to be honest.
Yeah, but
maybe because she expect less.
Yeah, I think that would maybe the key.
Yeah, and also I love Kaylin, but I was like, okay, she's faking it. I mean, like Britney and Keenyah were dancing like I would dance, especially Keenyah was dancing like I would dance in a club. It was nothing tribal about it. Britney looked like, I don't know, like spaghetti.
Yeah, but it worked in a way. It wasn't pretty or something, but it was very like loose and just going with it.
Yeah, but Naima was too passionate.
No, I loved it. Like, she went for it. She went for it. She was like, I'm a dancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
And I liked it more
Naima.
chill. Yeah, okay. It would have been weird if she wouldn't have won.
And the crowd agreed with me because they clapped and they shouted the loudest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. They clapped the loudest for, I think they were the silence with Britney or Keenyah or something?
No, I think with Kaylin.
Kaylin. Oh. Well, it was clear that Naima was the loudest.
Yeah. And then they do a little like strategic thing. Okay, so Naima wins, and
tell the price.
She
because
does.
I want to talk about.
Yeah, she gets extra shots for the shoot. She gets 20 extra shots or 30 or something.
30
frames. And then she strategically chooses Keenyah as the second person, and then she gets 20 shots extra. Then she chooses Britney. She gets 10 shots extra. Then Kaylin gets none.
None extra. She can have a shoot.
But would you do the same thing?
Okay. Being Naima.
No, being yourself. You won.
Oh, if I would win the dance
Sander, you
challenge.
can win too.
Oh, I would win the dance challenge for sure.
Because you can do a body roll.
I would do a body roll and a slut drop. I would win for sure.
Little side note: whenever you go out with Sander, he just stands. And I have friends of mine who would come up to me, Dennis, is your friend okay? And I'm like, he's fine. He's enjoying the moment. So.
Or I go dancing very hard, or I stand. Yeah. There's no in between. There's no middle ground.
When you stand, it's like your soul has left your body.
Yeah, but then I'm resting to do the body roll again.
Physically and mentally, in every way.
It's hard to be as good as a dancer as me. Yeah. But what I would do, I think... I'm not sure if I will be as quick to think strategically.
No, but after a challenge you get something.
No, but then to be quick to not give it to my friends. You know, I would think more to give it to my friend because I wouldn't think as smart as Naima is doing.
Oh, so you're dumb. I'm
dumb. But I want to say something about this. That's what I want to say. No, about the extra shots. I think we talked about this before in another episode as well. But I don't think it is a nice prize to receive because I think they can, of course, choose whatever picture they want from you. They don't have to choose your best shot. And then they can always say, Naima, you had 30 extra shots and still this is your best? It's even worse. I said this before. So I think they can do with it whatever it wants. Well, of course, Naima, we know what her end game will be in this competition. So they made it her good thing. But I think, for example, if Britney would have won the challenge, they would have used it against her, like 100 shots, and still only this is your best. How dare you, Britney? You needed these extra you still didn't get it. So they can do whatever they want. So I don't think it's really 70 or 100. Both is a lot. You can get it in one shot, you know. Only one needs one shot. I don't know. So I find it's a really stupid prize. Only to get like tension, and it worked because Keenyah was crying. Yeah, they got what they wanted out of it, right?
Yeah, and it did not make the episode any better because it's still cringeworthy, the performance and everything.
But what would you do if you would win the challenge? Because I guess you would win the challenge.
I would be strategic too, but I don't know. I would also maybe think, I don't know, because in a way I would be like, I want to be friendly, but in the other way I would probably be strategic too and give it to the person that I think is the worst. So yeah. But I loved it as well that Keenyah said like, "Oh, you thought that I was good too. That's why you gave me the extra shots." And he was like, "Yeah,
yeah, that's true." Yeah, she was like nodding. But you can also think, since she is the worst and she gets extra shots, now she will get a good photo as well because she got extra. And now I have.
No, but
they're all competition.
Yeah, but the thing is, you make it worse for the person who's already good.
Yeah, but you can also be like, the good person will get a good photo anyway, so I give them the extra shots, so they get wasted because they don't need the extra shots.
That is
because you can also think, if you think,
you're not as dumb as you.
No, I'm quite smart. Now, Ima, it was not strategic at all. I would do it this way. Yeah, because maybe now Keenyah would have had a good shot, which she didn't. In my opinion.
Okay, let's try this. Let's see what your opinion about it is. Sander, can you make a post about this?
I always say yes, but I never do.
Let's see if that's going to happen. Let's see if that's going to happen.
I will try. Ask like what they will do with the extra shots.
Yes. Okay. If you would win, who would you have given the extra shots and why?
I can make like a story with like...
Okay. We love the reactions, by the way. Keep it coming.
Yeah, because when I put something on with questions, a lot of it comes in. Yes. That's nice, yeah. Okay, this was the challenge, right?
Yeah, and then we go to something even more like that you're like, oh my god, amazing. They get a tour of the Robben Island, which is, oh my god. And then
Is it sarcastic? I find it quite cool, actually.
Oh my god, I don't want to say, it was friggin' boring. Oh my god. And again, it became something because Naima gets the key to open the door of the cell of Nelson Mandela. God. And then they made this is why this episode was cringeworthy. They made this into a whole big thing. And then Keenyah starts to cry. Good on you, cry. You're black. You're all good. I get it. Do your thing. It's fine. But then they start making a thing out of it because Britney is like, she didn't even know if he was still alive. I didn't know if Nelson Mandela at the time was alive, yes or no. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're black, yes or no. Like,
he was still alive back then.
Yeah,
I think he died in 2013.
I have no idea. But like, I'm like, why are they making a thing out of something that isn't something? Like, let someone have their feelings. It's fine. That's what I think about it.
Yeah. I agree. The only funny thing we got out of it, well, I don't know. Yeah, that's my thought. I found it like it's nice to go there. It's nice to see the cell, I guess. But I found the most funny thing is that the tire mail said 46664, and then that's his cell number, right? And then it was like, is that the phone number from the pizza delivery guy? That's what we got out of it. Thank you, Kaylin, for your one-liner. But yeah, the opening of the cell. You can tell they are at the end of the competition. They're done. They're exhausted. They get grumpy and they are over it.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Well, it's just the boring episodes arise, and that's always at this point. But after that, we get into the photo shoot, and then the photo shoot gets even more cringeworthy.
Oh my god!
Because we have 3 male models that are going to shoot with them, and before, like, they are all in hair and makeup, everything, like. Keenyah and one of this male models
Bertini. I wrote it down. Bertini.
Bertini.
Flirtini. Yeah, he's Flirtini.
Yeah, he I don't know. He makes some moves at Keenyah, and he's making it. He's very bold. He's very bold in a way.
I agree.
And I think because during the shoot,
kind of annoying in my opinion.
Yes, I think Keenyah says like, "Hey, stop! I don't feel comfortable." They do not handle this very well.
Oh, during the shoot, you mean?
Yeah, during the shoot. I don't think they handle this very well. I think at this time and day, it would have been completely different. because they're what you can tell that they want to tell her, suck it up and just do it.
Yeah,
but
what do you want to give your viewers? What kind of message do you want to give young girls who are watching this? Like, oh, I should suck it up and guys make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have to groan. Or what's the English word? Is it groan? Like make those
growl.
Growl. He doesn't have to moan. He doesn't groan. He was also maybe that.
Yeah, no, he was not very grown. Ew.
No, but because I wrote down like Keenyah was literally saying Bertini has crossed that professional line and it's very uncomfortable. That's something I wrote it down because I was thinking like, okay. And she also said something. There was a line that I feel was crossed. When that feeling comes,
the line is crossed.
The line is crossed.
Yeah.
And she didn't make a big deal out of it, like, oh, he has to go away. But she said, like, sorry, can I say, he's making that sound. She was, like, very apologetic about her own behavior. While I was like, go, Keenyah. Good for you sticking up. I was very proud of her. And I think it was very 2023 for her to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think at that time they didn't even know how to talk about it. Because I think nowadays the male model would have been fired.
Well, and thank God.
Yeah, but or at least hopefully.
Yeah, or at least maybe talk to and that he can show that he changed. But I think also Keenyah said something about that he continued. And then it would be like, if I would be Mr. J, it would be like, what the fuck? Yeah. We just said that you said to Keenyah feels uncomfortable. And they made her be like, oh, get over it. Suck it up. Jeez, I found it very weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And they were like, there are 30 people around her, you're safe. I don't think it's about her it's being afraid that he takes her home and takes her in a... Whatever. But it's more like, you have to work and feel comfortable while working.
Yeah.
She's not a porn actress. She doesn't have to people moan in her ear, right? Come on.
I love that you say porn actress.
Yeah, but I mean, like, then you can enjoy it, maybe, because that's part... But that's part of the job, then. But this is not part of your job. You're not a dancer. You're not a... You're a model.
Oh, a dancer? Then you have...
Yeah, but you also know that... I mean, we're like... She already had to dance. It's already uncomfortable. Because I ought to say something about that as well. But okay. That about Keenyah. I'm team Keenyah.
Just to clarify, you mean that she's not a dancer, so it's already uncomfortable.
She's already uncomfortable, yeah. And then she's also
not saying all dancers are porn stars. No. Just, I'm here to help you out. No worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shoot itself, I don't think it was that intense. It was just Mr. J or whatever his name is again. He was saying weird stuff again. Like, Brittany, your arms are up, and that makes it weird. And then...
Yeah, because of their outfit, it was
I don't know. It was just... And I felt like they were saying things so they can say stuff at the judging.
Well, I was thinking when Kaylin was doing her shoot, I was thinking... I was looking at her, I was like, oh, she's more posing instead of dancing, which is good because she thinks about the snap. And then on a moment, I was thinking that Mr. J was saying, Kaylin, less posy, more dancey. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's good. But I saw also some girls just dancing a little bit. And then I was thinking, then all the shots will be exactly the same. You want to do different kind of poses, right? You're still a model. You're not a dancer.
Yeah.
And I think Naima did that good, that she made it fluent, but still made big movements.
I loved also because her critiques were, you make nice profile pictures, but not where you're looking straight at the camera. And she was looking full in the camera, like with an intense face, like bam. Yeah.
And I love her hair. The hair was super cool with a wave. I like her hair.
Loved it. Yeah. But then after the shoot, they go out for dinner with the male models, which is also a really weird dinner.
Is it a setup by the producers?
Of course.
Let's make it more comfortable for Keenyah.
Yes.
We already fat-shamed her. We didn't do enough yet. We're going to do this as well.
Yeah, let's make it worse. But then, this to me is the weirdest part. Then, so Keenyah didn't bring money, and then they have to pay, otherwise because they don't want to let the guys pay or something. So that to me is already weird. But then Brittany and Keenyah start to have a fight in the car. But then it becomes about her getting mad that Naima gets to open the door with the key, and then that she's not allowed to be mad at it because she didn't know that Nelson Mandela was still alive. And from that point on, I was like, I tuned out. I was like, this conversation is about nothing anymore, because first it was about like, it starts about the black thing, then it's about the money. It's all different things, but they mixing it up again. And that's the thing what I didn't like about Brittany, is that she wasn't clear on what she was actually saying. It goes from one point to the other. I'm like, if you're going to have a discussion with someone, then have a discussion. But this was just yelling at each other about nothing.
Yeah, because all Keenyah could do now in this situation was defending herself. It was only Britney was attacking, in my opinion, not listening. And I think it also began that Keenyah said something about when they got the bill that her drinks were not on the bill, so that she wanted to pay less or something. So it was all vague. It was not only that she didn't have any money, but she didn't want to pay as much as the rest because her drinks were not on the bill. It went all quickly.
I would love to hear the story from Keenyah to be like, what actually happened?
We're going to ask her.
Yeah, because
we are in contact with her. Yeah. So let's do that about this episode, because
it's a weird thing.
I felt very bad for both of them.
For both?
For Britney and Keenyah, because they were in a fight and they liked each other. But I felt this episode overall very bad for Keenyah because she already had a tough week, and they made her, even in the restaurant, then Britney was saying something to the Bertini, like, or was it Naima? I don't know, like, I like to shoot. You were rocking it with me, and then that's not nice. No. That's not nice when your friend is feeling uncomfortable to make her feel like she's whiny.
Yeah.
And then she was screaming, "Shut up!" Oh my god.
Yeah, that was just Britney.
That was crazy.
Yeah, but then even in the hotel room, it's Kaylin was crying on the terrace. Then Naima talks a little bit, and then Naima was like, "No, because." This is a personal opinion about it. I think Naima walked out because she was like, I can't have this discussion because it's about nothing anymore. But then Keenyah walks after Naima. She's like, no, you can't walk away. And I'm like, let's respect each other, but okay. But it was a very weird, it felt to me, it was very like, oh, get some action for the camera. Like, it was just very weird. And then everyone walks away and nothing really gets resolved or something, which is fine. Like, you don't have to resolve anything or find a solution for anything. But literally, to me, it was about nothing. It was just a hype to hype, a fight to fight.
Yes. I think you can also tell, and I always forget this, but these girls are like 20, 19, and you can tell by these kind of actions that they are super, they just came from high school, and they're young, and they're away from their family maybe for the first time, and the camera uses that, of course, and make it like a big thing, which it is, but they hugged at the end goodbye, so I hope.
Oh well. Then we go to judging, and we have the best challenge ever.
Oh my god.
The best, like it was just amazing. It was just, what the hell happened there? And all of a sudden, Tyra was like, "Yeah, let's everyone." They all had to dance, and then Tyra was like, "Oh, let's all dance. Come on, Janice. Come on." Yes. What are the names? I can't remember. And it was just weird.
Mandela was also one of the guest judges. With nice she was flirting with him like, "I love your lips." Can you not know the story?
We come back to why did they went into that clothing line store in the beginning, because they are the judges and they needed their commercial for their clothing line. It was so weird because they had nothing to do with this whole episode. They didn't even get clothing from it.
But they were fashion designers.
Fashion designers. Did you see the clothing? It was just T-shirts.
They're working like at the what is it? It was the H&M.
I don't know. It was ethnic clothing or something, but I hope they have more than what they showed in the episode because I don't know. And yeah, to me, it was just one like they needed money or something. I don't, not the guys, but like the show needed money or they gave them money or something.
Maybe they sponsored it or whatever.
I don't know what it was. It was just weird.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything in the episode. That's right.
Yeah.
They were only the guest judge who you met before in
their
store. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this dancing, what can you learn from it? I mean, like
everything. Dance is life.
No, but I mean, I do agree to judges that I was looking at Keenyah because I was like, oh, she dances sexy.
Yeah, she was like, let's go, and that's something.
But her outfit was not okay. She was looking like she was going to cook something with like a white thing. Like who wants to order? But she was dancing like around because Naima was like weird and Kaylin is always awkward and Britney was too much.
Britney was just Britney, but I think like Keenyah was like, let's go, I'm here, and that's her strength. She's like, okay, I'm here, let's show.
And in person, she's very striking. I really like her face. That's an opinion. I don't
know. She's not ugly, but I don't know.
She's not ugly.
No, she's not ugly.
None of them are.
Well, no.
Who do you find the most modelesque in person? From those four.
If I would just look at if I looked at, I would say Naima. Because I think Kaylin, you don't see it up until she gets some makeup on and is in the. And I think for me, Keenyah, she's pretty, but for me, it doesn't strike immediately model. And with Britney, same. I wouldn't immediately say model. I would say pretty girl. Same as like Keenyah and Britney they're different people, but I would look at them the same as like they're pretty girls, but I wouldn't say model at first.
Yeah,
Up until you see pictures, then I'm like, And take a note on that with Britney. We'll get back to that later. Because I have a little thing about that. To be continued on that one. But with Naima, when I see her, I'm like, you look interesting. I think there was something about you which I can't put my finger on.
But what I think this with her face, but when you look at her in person standing there, she doesn't look that tall in judging.
No, but she isn't tall. She's small. No, she's Kate Moss.
Yeah, she's not that, and that's why I think that's what makes Britney then model-esque again, because she's like a giraffe.
But yeah, but that doesn't work for me because I think there's a difference in giraffes. You can be like, a giraffe is very regal, very like, and Britney's just there like. Hunches a little bit like.
I also don't think she's super model-esque when you look at her.
No,
but in photos she does. Yeah.
But who was your favorite? Which one of the girls had the favorite shot?
Well, I actually almost have when you have the top 4, I have it almost the other way around, because my favorite, I had one favorite from this week from the photos, and was Naima. Naima had the best shot in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
And then my second favorite was actually Britney. That was the bottom 2.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah, it was. I think they did really weird with the judging because I think for me the worst one was Kaylin, and I think I thought that was just a bad picture. I didn't like it at all.
Would you have sent Kaylin home
on the pictures? Yes.
Yeah. And on the overall performance? Like now you think bottom 4, final 4?
Then I would have sent Keenyah home.
Yeah, but she had a rough week. And she nailed it in the judging. I think that saved her. Because her picture was also not that great.
I think in the last weeks she's had the same... Well, not the same, but she had a lot of critiques. And for me, she wasn't improving. Whereas with Britney, I've seen a lot of improvement. With Naima, I see it too. Yeah. And with Kaylin, yeah. But I think to me, she's a little bit more interesting than Keenyah. Kaylin, yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, and Kaylin also maybe in person is not that way, but she is constantly taking great photos, so that saves her. But what I found very weird is, I mean, like they have at least 70 shots, some of them even 100, and they're going to show their worst shot just to make fun of them. Like, of course there will be a bad shot when you have 70 shots. I mean, like, duh.
I'm also like with Kaylin, they had like a shot where her eyes were closed, and I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to have one shot where your eyes is closed.
And then with Naima, like, ooh, not bad. This is your worst shot. I'm like, that's not her worst shot. You're just already making the storyline now that she cannot take a bad photo for next week, I guess.
Yeah.
And then also with Keenyah, good that she spoke up again at judging when they were showing her photo. And the Tyra said something like what you also said at the beginning, like, make a joke out of it, that he knows and that he will stop. I'm like... This is not the story you want to portray.
No, it's not a good thing, but I think she did give good advice because at that time... You wouldn't say it aloud because then you would have gotten fired probably. They were like, you don't want it? Okay, bye. And what Tyra said when Smiley's like, try to make it in a jokey way that like, hey, this is my line, but still jokey. So the mood doesn't change in the room. And I think at that time, like that year and everything, I think that's good advice. I think that's now they would have said, you should have said you're uncomfortable, and then they should have stopped the shoot.
Yeah, but I remember when I watched it like real time, or maybe like 6 months later, because I think in the Netherlands it came a little bit later than so I saw it in 2005 or something. And I also remember that I always remember this shoot because I always feel bad for Keenyah. So it was not that I don't think all the viewers were like, oh, boo, Keenyah, you're a complainer, like they made it out in the episode. Because I think Tyra could also have said something like, oh, and did he change after what you said? And then she would have said like, no, we did the same thing. And also Mr. J didn't help you. She could also do it more like in a motherly kind of way.
No, because she couldn't do that because then she had to say that her own show was bad.
That's true. And but I think when Tyra looks back herself now, I hope she also regrets this.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
But it's the same. I think if I would look at I can't remember when I watched it, but when I was younger and I would watch it, I would probably think, oh, stop whining, just do the damn thing.
And they tried to do that, and the girls were also thinking that. Thank God things changed.
Yeah,
in this situation,
it's become more talked about, so it's more people are more understanding or understand where.
And also guys are able now, or guys, also girls can do it, but in this particular Bertini people, but in this case Bertini. He now will also maybe look back on it like, oh my God. I hope that he will be like, oh, I don't want him to feel comfortable. Because he was flirting and maybe he's too forward.
Well, no, he wasn't flirting. It was too much. It was too much. But so for you the top was Naima, for me too. And then the worst one was for you was Keenyah?
Yeah, Keenyah, Kaylin. I didn't like both of their photos. I think it's the first time I don't like Kaylin's photo.
Yeah. But yeah, and then unfortunately, surprise, surprise, Britney gets sent home.
Yes.
I was a little bit surprised about that. I thought Keenyah would have been sent home, especially because the focus was so on her during this whole episode. Yeah, it was weird. But then, coming back to Britney, to be continued, this is where you continue, then you saw all her pictures from the first episode up until now. You see the improvement that from in the beginning, she's like, pretty girl who takes pictures, like very... Hooter-ish, kind of like porn girl something. But you see the improvement, and then the final 4, I'm like, that's like a model look. Like, it's so, like, you see the improvement she's makes. So well done.
Yeah, and
so
you also
nice.
said you see it in her eyes.
Yes.
And I agree, she's smizing at the end.
Well, I don't know if it's a smizing thing, but it's more, you can tell that she's not like a dead animal, but like there's a story in there or something, or it becomes more serious. Like she's thinking about what she's doing, which love.
And it's also more passionate because I think of that photo with the flowers and the dogs, and I think of her face, and then all I can think of is that the sound is like, yeah. And at the last photo, it's more like, you know, it's more passionate and more. Yeah, she really grew, and I agree she should have been in the top 3. Yeah. But I don't really. Keenyah also deserves to be in the top.
No.
I don't know.
Sorry. No. Compared to Britney, no. Especially because you saw the improvement with Britney. I wish she was in the top 3, but unfortunately not. But that was it. I think
that was it. Only 1 episode left. Well, in real time 2 episodes, but there's always like a flashback episode.
Yeah,
that's what we already are flashbacking. There's like unseen scenes, but it's always like a little bit like whatever.
Yeah.
So the next episode will be
the
finale with the final 3 girls:
Exciting.
Kaylin, Keenyah, and Naima. So
I'm just talking through you. I'm so sorry.
I do it all the time.
Really? Oh, I never
think
noticed.
So.
No, maybe.
I think when we would listen to our own episodes, which would be very weird, we'd be like Inception. I think I talk more through you than the other way around.
Oh well.
But I sometimes get more heated.
Okay,
because I was like, oh my god, it was my childhood.
True.
For you, it's your.
I'm the same
your
age
current.
as you.
No, but I mean more like
I've watched this season before.
Yeah, but I'm the geek out of us two.
Yeah,
with all the notes on the side.
You're the Wikipedia man.
I'm the Wikipedia man. Okay. Yeah.
Well, see you all next time on the next episode.
Yes.
And bye.
Bye.